Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your timeless work, career, and vocation reading. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace, from a professional witch. Available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box and you can preview it for free. Read the dedication to my mom. It's heartwarming. Something I keep forgetting. Oh yeah, how could I forget? I'm a creator on Patreon. Patreon.com/Drawing the Circle. Humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses are my subscription tiers on Patreon, and I'm loving it over there. Best career move I ever made at the time of this recording for a work, career, vocation read. Wanted to throw that in there because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. They're my initials, just to keep it simple. Hey. The theme for this series that I'm doing, the work, career, vocations, is dress for the job you want. The Scorpio Rito is wearing Aber Zombie and Witch t-shirt for Scorpio because I'm a professional witch. This time I am wearing a concert t-shirt from 1983 Day Tour, Bette Midler. She saved my life in that Jones Beach Theater, right? She saved my life in that concert. She doesn't even know. If anybody knows her, tell her. Thanks. But enough about me. Let's talk about you. This is a 12-card spread, really a 3-level of power reading. We're going to look at work, career, vocation, life purpose through the archetypal lenses of the 3 levels of power that I learned from Carolyn Myss. That's spelled M-Y-S-S. She is a PhD. These are her archetype cards, first 3 cards down. And there is a link in a section in my description box, videos pertaining to work, career, vocation. And I think one of the first ones in there is The 3 Levels of Power by Carolyn Myss, a lovely lecture. And I've been doing these readings for clients since I learned about it way back, I think in either the late 90s or the early 2000s. I can't remember. It's all timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. So, it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, check your other signs so that you can fulfill your life purpose through the lenses of work, career, vocation. Chakras involved. I'll explain as we go. Let's see what pops out of my mouth. Other than that, do check your other signs. And I've been saying this because I think it's important. I'm a Virgo Sun. I tend to want to know more about work. That's where my leverage is in the Virgo readings usually, right? My moon tends to be more tuned to my vocation, my spiritual calling, my Pisces moon, right? Just drawn to that, the mysticism, all of that. And my Leo rising certainly does like my career as an artist, that 2nd level of power, right? So check it out. Check your other signs if you can, because we have different leverages depending on the different signs, apparently. That being said, both feet on the floor. If you can, focus on your breath, if you will. Be here now, and I will get you the clarity, guidance, and grace so that you can fulfill your life purpose. And as a result, keep this world turning, because as long as there's a handful of us still fulfilling our divine purpose, we can jump to those timelines where things like the Ukrainian war disappear, gradually, I'm sure, right? You know, the school shooting stop, the healing really picks up speed, and there is more social justice. You with me? Yeah, you do you. We're all one. The more you bring your chakras and all of that stuff into alignment, the more this planet transforms into a paradise planet, which is what I signed up for. I like paradise. It's rather nice. Shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. Let's do this. Still point. From explanation to divination, here we go. Using the Caroline Myss archetype deck, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, the guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, higher selves, ascended masters, work, career, vocation, life purpose, all the way back to the divine singularity. Using the Caroline Myss archetype cards, please, I need 3 of them. 1 for their work, 1 for their career, 1 for their vocation. 3 levels of power, the 8th chakra dynamic in each of those worlds. Let's start with their work. What's the 8th chakra dynamic affecting every chakra underneath it? What they attract, what they repel in their survival intuition, their literal level of power, their physical world. Put it face down. For their career, second level of power, personal level of power, the internal, the heart, third eye crown dynamic. First level is lower 3 chakras, second level is heart, third eye crown. What's the 8th chakra affecting the electromagnetic dynamics? The soul power being alchemized from lead to gold, pain to peace, blah, blah, blah. And for their vocation, their spiritual calling, 8th chakra dominant. What's going on there? Their spiritual, mystical power, the archetype, calling to be alchemized, empowered in their vocation. Now, we lay them down 1, 2, 3. We read them 3, 2, 1. In your vocation, you've got the witch. The only blank card that I filled something in on for the witch, because there was no witch archetype. There's no way to have a card for every single archetype. You'd need like a cement mixer just to shuffle them, right? So I made this one. Now, on all the other cards, let's see who else you got. You got the Hermit in your career, and you've got the Divine Child. Wow, the witch. You're a witch, hermit, divine child. Oh, you knew that. It's in the title. But, you know, all of these, they have the shadow and the light attribute on them. The words are printed there, and I didn't even fill it in because we all know the difference between a shadow and a light witch. We all know the difference between a toxic and a healthy, a painful and a peaceful, a fearful and a loving witch. And let's just go straight to Wizard of Oz, shall we? Glinda wasn't so very good, was she? And nor was Elphaba 100% bad. It's a sliding scale. No one's 100% lead or 100% gold. We're all somewhere in that alchemy. But in your vocation, this is about putting your wisdom into action. There are 9 families of archetypes. The witch, to me, splits 2. The wisdom, obviously, the word witch really does mean wise person, and it's gender neutral. Let's be clear about that. I'm a witch. I fucking know these things at this point in my life. But it's also the divine family. It depends on the type of witch you want. That's why on Vimeo, I have these classes that I did back at the Silver Broom a couple of years ago called the Witch Archetype. All of the different ways that witches can manifest. So yeah, you could say from the Wicked Witch of the West to the Good Witch of the North, but we know it wasn't quite that way. Are you using your power for woe, or for weal, to harm or to heal? That rhymes. The gods are in the room, but they kind of always are. Interesting for your vocation, your career. You got the Hermit, which I think is a good one to have nowadays, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Wisdom family archetype, the shadow attribute, withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgment of others. Have you watched the news? Do you know what's going on? Are you an empath? And you're probably freaking feeling it. Refusing to help those in need. So I got part 1 of that still going on a little bit because people are whack. Always have been, but now like the whackitude has been upped a notch. As the heat, as the vibration gets higher, all that shit's boiling to the surface to be skimmed off and alchemized. But I never refuse to help those in need. I'll at least light a candle, say a prayer, but I'll tell you something, when I say a prayer, when I tell someone I'm going to pray for you, it ain't just thoughts and prayers. I light a candle, I draw down, I pray. Prayer is the medium of miracles, a means of communication between creation and creator. Through prayer, love is received, and through miracles, love is expressed. Miracle principle number 11 from A Course in Miracles, chapter 1. That I remember. Don't ask me where my keys are. The light attribute you're shooting for here, which makes total sense in the creative lane. Seek solitude. To focus intently on inner life serves personal creativity. Survival intuition, creative intuition, visionary intuition. I love that for you. In your work, your survival, how you survive this world, you have a survival family archetype. In the survival intuition level, everybody has the child, the victim victor, the saboteur empowerer, and the prostitute archetype. They're the trunk of the tree. Everybody has those 4, even nations, companies, corporation. The planet has those 4. It's how we learn how to survive, the soul power of survival. So the child is one of them. Everybody has a child archetype because everyone was a child. I don't care. Benjamin Button's aside still. You come out the womb as a baby for the most part, I would think. I should shouldn't assume Don Miguel Ruiz, white courtesy telephone, but not everybody has the divine child archetype. I do. I'm familiar. Lifelong. Shadow attribute and inability to defend oneself against negative forces. And sure, growing up, hell yeah. Empath, Pisces moon. Whew. Damn, did I take shit personally. I just sucked up that toxicity. But it couldn't happen in any other way. In order to be who we were born to become, life couldn't have happened any other way. And there's an infinite probability field going on around us all the time. Quantum, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. One of us says, yes, we go off that way. The other one says, no, goes off that way. So we're all learning how to defend ourselves against negative forces. But understand the child archetype, regardless of sub-pattern, is about innocence and safety. Childlike, Pee-wee Herman. Childish, Dalai Lama. Somewhere in between. What you're shooting for. Innocence, purity, and redemption suggests a special connection with the divine. Dig it. I have that in spades. You can have more than one child archetype too. I got a bunch of them in there, all hanging out in my my Aries sign. Long story short, so a witch, hermit, divine child. This is pretty cool. I like it. But that's as much as we're going to talk about any of these cards individually as what we just did. Everything else goes pretty quick. Because you got your 8th chakra, we're now going to look at the next 4 chakras down. The feminine energy, Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Heart, third eye crown dynamic, your spiritual power, mental power, will, choice, decision power, emotional power, the world behind your eyes. No one may know about this unless you're telling them. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of fire, the sign of Sagittarius, powers of the south. We'll lay them down, root chakra to 8th chakra, but we're going to read them, 8th chakra to root chakra. We start with the child archetype in their work. What's going on there? There is definitely a survival thing there, paying the bills, making ends meet, or trying to maintain their sense of safety and innocence with the divine child, with the 8 of Cups on the inner. An internal journey. Heart, third eye crown, very heart chakra. You're familiar with the 8 of Cups, right? In this, it's a woman who has a torch and rowed a boat with the torch, which can't be easy in a solo journey, to an island to follow a trail of cups, some standing, some spilt, into a cave, right? For what? To hermit, to find the 9th cup, right? 9 of Cups is that wish fulfillment, is that emotional stability and balance within yourself. So look, if there is inner child work going on, if you're familiar, there's so many different forms, from the spiritual to the purely psychological. Homecoming, John Bradshaw is where I originally dipped a toe into that stuff, but now you can find meditations for inner child work pretty much everywhere on YouTube. So check in there, withdraw, and that leads, of course, right in to the hermit. Withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgment, or to seek solitude, to focus intently on inner life and serving personal creativity. My goddesses of fire, what do you got for the hermit there in their career? This is heart, third eye crown dominant, so this one's going to be pretty pivotal. Let's see if this is where their leverage is. All right, when you get a court card, it's usually not somebody else because it's inside of you. This is an internal dynamic. If you have any planets in Capricorn, then I would pay heed to this. Cardinal Earth, the crone of Pentacles, Passoe, the buffalo woman, but that would be the King of Pentacles in traditional Rider-Waite based tarot. This is Saturn dynamic, highest potential 10th house. If you ever get to read Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Myss, what she does to the 12 signs of the zodiac, the houses, such a reframing, such an upgrade. 10th house, highest potential, running up that road, running up that hill with maybe some problems. No, I'm not watching Stranger Things, but I know who Kate Bush is. Babushka. So the hermit, climbing the mountain inside. Earth element, heart, third eye crown, is about wisdom. But ruled by Saturn, the planet of restriction, of boundaries, of slow and steady wins the race, cardinal Earth, creative Earth. A mountain has a lot going on inside of it that we can't see, outside of it which you can barely see but rarely all at once, right, to see all sides. What's living on it? What's living in it? What's living through it? What's living because of it? Its own little ecosystem. So there's a lot of wisdom here that you have garnered over a period of time, and hence then the Hermit going within, the Divine Child going within, to talk with that. And I will say White Buffalo Woman is certainly a card of prosperity, and a goddess of prosperity and abundance. Don't take my word for it. Actually research it. Just don't Google it. My goddesses, of all things, they have the witch in their calling. I love being a witch. I'll never recant being gay or being a witch. By the way, it's Gay Pride Month. It's June at the time of this recording. Thank you, Bette Midler, for saving my life so I could still be here. My goddesses of fire, sign of Sagittarius, powers of the South. What's going on with that witch and their vocation? Two of flames, two of wands, Mahueha, Polynesian volcano. God, she got fire in her hand. She's not exactly sure what she wants to do with it. Hex or bless, heal or harm, the Crossroads card. It's probably more of a minor choice, though. Element of fire is usually throat chakra, dominant. What do you will? What do you want? What do you? I can't. Right? You're chewing on it, of what to do. Now, again, the word witch has a lot of meanings to it, depending. To me, it is wise person. It's the Western European word for shaman, in my opinion. The wise one, the one who knows what mushrooms to eat and what mushrooms not to eat, unless you want to, see the music and hear the color. Or just keel over. Careful of skullcap, baby. It ain't just a hat. And because they have learned things through experience, and I see that experience here in your career. But this is about now, do I want to apply it this way, or do I want to apply it this way? And those need not be polar opposites. Those could be about who, when, where, not just Glinda or Elphaba, so to speak. Well, no one mourns the wicked. But they're popular. I could do that all day. Don't worry, I won't. Lower three chakras is what people want to know about. Where's the money? What's going on in the physical world? This is you from the outside looking in at yourself, or you from the inside looking out at another person, place, or thing. Lower three chakras are about relationships in the world. Root chakra is tribal relationships, groups. Like, are you a Yankees or a Mets fan? That's a tribe. Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal. Those are all tribes. You can jump back and forth between those, but also your genetic heritage, your friends, your circles of family, the corporations you work for. All of that's tribal. Second chakra is really where the T hits, because that's one-on-one relationship, like an umbilical cord from navel to another person or thing. It's also money, sex, and power going on there. Second chakra. Solar plexus chakra is about your relationship to yourself and the world, your honor code, what you will do, what you won't do, what you'll stand for, what you won't stand for, your personal survival intuition. This is lower three chakra dominant, this first level of power. So it is how you navigate through the world to survive. Let's see what hits the table for all three, though. Please take a nice deep breath. Halfway through. Still point. As I call upon my gods of fire, the sign of Sagittarius, powers of the South, please, three cards in clarity. For the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, what's their masculine energy dynamic, the yang dynamic in their work with the child divine, the divine child in the eighth. Eight of Cups withdrawal on the inner. We've got the moon on the outer. We're going to lay them down and then read them that way. That makes sense, though. Hecate, I call her the queen of the crossroads, though she is a crone, a chthonic, an underworld goddess there, the keeper of the keys, the goddess of the crossroads. Let's see, we've got the Hermit in their career, 8th chakra with Pasoe, the Buffalo woman, Capricorn energy, their highest potential. What's going on? Lower 3 chakras. Woo! You are major arcana-ing yourself. You've been major arcana, the Wheel of Fortune, the Fates. Something in divine timing here. I wouldn't assume that this Hermit phase is going to go on forever. No. This is necessary. You are, I want to get the right words here. Well, we might as well use Saturn words here. Chronos, you're reaping as you have sown in terms of internal wisdom in your career. And there is something destined about this. There is a divine timing element, and I'm really reading that card. I'll get back to it, because what we really want is the third one here, and their vocation. Witch in the 8th, their spiritual calling. Mahueha, 2 of flames on the outer. What's going on? Lower 3 chakras is the 6 of wands. Victory. Jason of Jason and the Argonauts getting the golden fleece, but they're only halfway through the quest. You put these 3 together. You got a witch who's deciding what to do with her visibility, their visibility, I'll keep it gender neutral to the best of my ability, in terms of victory. You are making leaps and bounds in your vocation by applying your wisdom in some way, shape, or form, and yet it's fine. Throat chakra has 3 settings. Spit, swallow, chew. Do I spit out the spell, the thing, the hoo-ha, the doo-dah? Do I? Do I swallow it and go, nah, or do I chew on it, refining it until it's palatable to either speak, spit, or swallow? So certainly there is a victory here that is available for you. It may not have shown up just yet, but often we want to see our victories only in the physical world. This is the symbolic world. You are overcoming. 6 of flames is the perfect balance of fire, right? 3 and 3. Well, the 3s are nice. The 9s are lovely. But the 6s are really a healthy balance of throat chakra energy. Now, that would be solar plexus, one would think, in the outside world, right? That element of fire in the solar plexus about self-esteem. You've accomplished something here that maybe this Hermit is pulling you inward so that you can tune to that, because it may very well be time, right? The Hermit turning in, looking within, for focusing intently on inner life and serving personal creativity. Well, there's certainly creative Earth, cardinal Earth, Capricorn going on inside of you, and with the Wheel of Fortune, the Weavers, one spins, one measures, one cuts. This is stuff that's written into your life script before you ever incarnate that you're dealing with right now. That's pretty cool. Now, in terms of leverage, I'm going to say that it's shifting a little bit here. I mean, I'm a witch. I'm always going to go for that for myself. But it does feel like the Hermit gives you a real choice how to tap into your wellspring of wisdom and creativity inside in order to grab the destiny moment that's here for you. Well, fate is not destiny. Fate is lead. Destiny is gold. You got to take the journey and do the work. Right? It's not just handed to you. The hero is handed fate, and through the journey, they manifest destiny. So do you suffer your fate or manifest your destiny? That's your free will. And certainly a divine child withdrawing because things are cloudy with a chance of meatballs on the outside. It feels like something's hidden here. Something is a mystery, something you may not be aware of. But I will say, when it is a major arcana card in the lower 3 chakras, it's all 3 at once. And you've got a double whammy with that. 2 major arcana cards. So there's a lot of water in your work. There's a lot of emotions, and perhaps those emotions are clouding things, or perhaps there's something deeper going on here that you can sense but are not logically aware of. Hence the needing to go within into the Hermit to find that wisdom, because it's time. And you will see that there is indeed a spiritual wisdom, divine-based victory here for you. Bringing it all into alignment, though, we got 3 more cards for that. Last 3 down, the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. Again, 1, 2, 3, we'll read them 3, 2, 1. There's the title of the mantra and the mantra itself. And if you play with them, you often get paragraphs of power that can bring all 3 into alignment, but each one will help align each level. Please take a nice deep breath. Clear the field and still point. As I call to the ascended masters of life purpose through the lenses of work, career, and vocation, please, what are the 3 perfect, specific, precise healing mantras for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading? Last 3 cards down. Let's go out with a bang here. In their work, the divine child, innocence and safety, but with a special connection to the divine, but maybe an inability to protect oneself against negative forces. And certainly with that card of withdrawal, that would make sense, going within themselves, right? Feeling their way back to their core to find that 9th cup, which though is not in this reading, doesn't mean it cannot be obtained, but it's hard to see with that cloudiness of the moon. I mean, even if they go full on intuitive, moment by moment, following that lunar plexus, 2nd chakra, is that very much that lower 3 chakras, to feel what feels right, what feels doesn't, is the 2nd chakra going right? To get through that perfect healing mantra to help them with that, please. Ooh, that was close. Ascended Masters of work. Activating the 3rd eye, I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. BIC, B-I-C, like the pen or the lighter. I have more of the lighters than I do the pens. So in your work, you are activating the 3rd eye. But catch this, willing, 3rd chakra, to see beyond your beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. And conclusions are the stories of how we think and believe that things are going to end. Or if it's ended, no, it's all right. Judge, jury, executioner, guilty, right? That's a conclusion. You can't. It's too cloudy to see with that moon card. And the child inside of you, if it's afraid, does not know how to defend itself, so it's retreating inside. So do the healing and see beyond your beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. Ascended Masters, their career, the Hermit, Capricorn on the inner. Wheel of Fortune, the Fates on the outer. What's going on in their career? Perfect healing mantra. You'll love this. Expressing free will. My choices determine how brightly I shine. And don't they just, right? So if you are of your own free will, we see that over here, right? Willing to see beyond your beliefs, ideas, and conclusions, and your choices, this is very 3rd chakra, folks, determining how brightly you shine, well then certainly that choice to do the Hermit thing, go inside and tap into the wisdom that can never be taken from you. Once you experience something, even if you forget it mentally, it's still in muscle memory, right? It's in there, like Prego. It's in there, right? And it's time. There is a divine creation coming together here due to the fates, but will you suffer your fate or manifest your destiny? Well, your choices will determine how brightly you shine. Well, yes, which work, which my ascended masters of work, career, vocation, for their vocation, the witch in the 8th, Mahueha, not exactly sure what they want to do with this, but there is a victory that they may not be aware of with that 6 of Wands in their life calling. Their vocation, what's going on there? The perfect healing mantra is awakening inspired action. There's only what life is asking of me. Oh, do you see the throat chakra through line? Yeah. Awakening inspired action is very much, there's only what life is asking of me. I just said this to a client in the work, career, vocation reading today. You know, there's our way, what we want, and then there's life. Right? We can try and fight what's going on. Right? Life is asking this of me. Well, I'm doing this. Well, good luck with that. With the universe, what life wants for you can be delayed, but not prevented. So why delay? There is a victory here for you in the physical world, but you got to kind of choose whether it's your way or life's way. Awakening inspired action, particularly for the spiritual, mystical level of power, is pretty powerful, because then you're not acting out of fear. You're acting out of inspiration, but you can also be inspired to key somebody's car, right? So inspiration's a neutral word too. Play with that for yourself. But if you're really trying to align with your highest and your best, this is going to come more from healing than harming, one would think, right? Particularly with that witch archetype. Maybe you're a Glendelphaba. I am. I just made a new thing, didn't I? All right, let's put this together. So in your work, you're activating the third eye. In your career, you're expressing your free will. And in your vocation, you're awakening inspired action. This is like one of them play school Diplo puzzle piecing readings again. It's all just clonking into place like Lego. So how you heal your career right now is there's only what life is asking of me. And in your vocation, your career, my choices determine how brightly I shine. And in your work, I'm willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. What's going to happen next, in case you're new, and if you're not, you know what's coming. I'm going to do a summary with a blessing, because I always do. I use Archangel Ariel's torch, what I call the torch Ariel, like a torchiere, but with Archangel Ariel, the Archangel of Lyons. My name is Angelo Lyons. Do the verbal math. And then we'll chat a little bit at the end once the blessing is done. Because I like to chat a little bit at the end. It helps me let go of the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign collective. I'm reading by letting the goofy free, and I know, Saggies, you don't mind it. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Convey this blessing through me. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Sagittarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. May they be blessed with all that they need in their vocation, that they may be the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, wisest, powerful witch in their vocation, using their wisdom to serve, to heal, including healing and serving themselves. This is not charmed. We are allowed personal gain. And how to do that, how they want to do that. They've got the power. They made it past the one of flames into the two of flames. Mahuea, juggling that creative energy, spit, swallow, or chew, what they're going to do about it. But there is a victory here from them. From the outside looking in, even if it's from the inside looking out. There's an opportunity for visibility and victory here, which is very alliterative. And all they have to do is awaken their inspired action, because there's only what life is asking of them. And in their career, may they seek solitude to focus intently on inner life and serving their personal creativity in their career as they climb that internal mountain. Really, maybe even setting boundaries. Of course, the Hermit would have boundaries in order to retreat behind them, right? Slow and steady wins the race, their highest potential being developed from the wisdom they've already gained. But it's easier to see the whole mountain from the top than from the bottom. You can at least do that, right? 360 view. And with the Wheel of Fortune, there is a divine timing element here. They can't delay it. They can't prevent it. It's just here already. So they can alchemize fate to destiny, led to gold here, because their choices determine how brightly they shine. But it is, of course, them expressing their own free will. And may they be blessed in their work, that their innocence, purity, and redemption becomes obvious to them, and that they connect with that special connection with the divine that is suggested here by going within, withdrawing from the emotional dramas of the outside world, particularly if you're an empath, particularly if there are empaths, to kind of pull back here. And honestly, a full moon overload can be an empathic surge, an empathic tsunami, so to speak. So there might be a lot going on emotionally at work for them. But it'll really help if they can activate their third eye to take it from down here up into here, if they are just willing to see beyond their beliefs, ideas, and conclusions, so that they can bring their work, career, and vocation into an alignment, being the best that they can be, fulfilling their role in the universe's plan. Because the universe always has a plan, no matter how anything appears to be, even at the time of this recording. So that as they heal, we all heal. As they succeed, we all succeed. As they make wiser, more loving, more empowered choices, we are all inspired to do so. So may they be blessed in their role in all of this. May their life purpose be fulfilled. ultimately for the manifestation of paradise, planet Earth, fifth dimension, fully anchored here and now for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be, and so it is. Yeah, that's hot, man. There is some serious spell work on the table if you want to do it. And if you want to know more, seriously, go check out my Patreon. I'm emptying out my Book of Shadows on Patreon, but they're paying me for that. So did you like it? Like it. Hit the thumbs up. Help the other archers find it. Sploosh. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, I mean, I don't know, I got cool hair. I know what I'm talking about, and my skill is based on my relationship with the divine. They put the right cards in my hand, but still, subscribe. I like it when people do, and if they don't, to each their own. K. Sarah. But if you want more of me, if you want to go really deeper, do come play on Patreon, I love me some Patreon. Humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, all different subscription prices, all really cool benefits. Go check it out. You'll be glad you did, I'm sure, even just checking it out, right? Otherwise, if you want a private reading from me, booking a reading with Mal, video in the description box explains everything for you, just like Clarissa. I love saying that more than I can say. Whoa, hey. And certainly, you have at it. Reach out, ask for help. Even as a hermit mode, you can reach up rather than out and get what you need. Here you are, after all, 9th house, spirituality, Jupiter-driven expansion. So thank you so much for watching, my beloved archers, sploosh, my beloved mutable fires. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed in your work, career, vocation. From my heart to yours, from my third eye to yours, from my soul to yours. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.